Within days of Maya Millete going missing on January 7th, 2021, her family was organizing search efforts and holding vigils. Her Jeep was left parked at the home she shared with her husband and 3 kids near San Miguel Mountain in Chula Vista.
She's always on her phone, but her phone was been off like the whole day Friday.
The family soon discovered Maya had contacted a divorce attorney the same day she went missing. That night, a surveillance camera recorded loud bangs in the neighborhood, sounding like gunshots. The day after that, Larry drove away with his 4-year-old son in a Lexus SUV. He was gone for 12 hours, and Larry's cell phone was turned off all day, according to police. Larry Millete was noticeably absent from the ensuing search efforts for his wife. In a phone interview with CBS 8 1 week after Maya went missing, he said he loved her.
Oh, I love everything about her. She's very smart, kind, basically just herself, her personality, just everything.
Over the next few months, police served 3 search warrants on the Millete house, taking Larry's cell phone and seizing his entire collection of firearms. Police say they found evidence that Larry had been hiring online spellcasters, asking if they could make his wife break a bone or have an accident. Officers then made their move, arresting Larry Millete on October 19, 2021, 9 months after Maya went missing.
There has been no record of any violence whatsoever in his entire life.
At a hearing in November of last year, a judge ordered Millete held without bail. His attorney argued there was no evidence that Maya was dead.
She left on her own volition. The husband has not hurt her, not even once, even though she was unfaithful.
Larry Millete is headed to trial, accused of murdering his missing wife, Maya. It's our top story on the 4. I'm Heather Myers.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Even though there is no body, the judge declared there is enough evidence to put this case in front of a jury. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal has been in the courtroom since day one. She joins us live now with today's developments. Kelly.
That's right. And, before that ruling was made, one of the bailiffs got up and stood in between the gallery where Maya's family was seated and the front of the courtroom where Larry was seated, just as a precaution. Now, the judge did give a lengthy statement, but he basically told the defense, if I were to believe your theory, I would have to believe that Maya chose to leave behind children she loved, a family she loved, a 6-figure income, friends that she truly cared about, $1 million home. And then he said this.
Based on the evidence adduced during this preliminary hearing, it appears to the court that there is probable cause to believe that the offenses charged in counts 1 and 2 have been committed and that the defendant is guilty thereof. It is therefore ordered that the defendant be bound over for further proceedings in the Superior Court.
And so it was hard to read Larry's expression when the judge made that ruling that, yes, you're going to stand trial for your wife's murder. He blinked, but with the mask on, you couldn't really see much. Larry then agreed to an immediate arraignment, and so that's what happened. He was arraigned and pleaded not guilty to 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of possession of an assault weapon. So this all unfolding after 10 days of testimony from about 24 witnesses. The prosecution laid out its case. We will have to wait until the trial to see more of the defense's strategy. Now, through this entire hearing, Maya's sister, Mary Chris, and her husband, Richard, have been there in the courtroom every day, seated in the front row listening. They were there yesterday when that video Maya secretly recorded was played of a fight between her and Larry. I asked about what it's been like listening to and finding out all of these details. Take a listen.
That my sister had suffered so much. I didn't know that. I wish I could have known. I could probably help her better. But she's very independent. She's very smart. But I wish I could have done something.
And as we learned through this hearing, Mary Chris helped raise Maya, so she kind of thought of her like a daughter as well as a sister. Now, the question was asked, what would you say to Larry if you could? And Richard responded, let the truth come out for the sake of the children. Let them know what happened to their mom. The trial is set for September. Heather and Carlo.
Kelly, did you have a chance to talk to Larry's defense attorney? What was her reaction to the outcome of this?
I actually spoke to her over the phone a little while ago, and she told me she wasn't surprised by the outcome. Larry wasn't surprised because the threshold is so low. But 2 things did stand out to me from our conversation. One, she wouldn't definitively say that she will absolutely be his attorney when it comes to the trial. And 2, I asked, will Larry take the stand in his own defense at the trial? And she said, based on everything she's seen so far, that she believes, yes, he will. She says it was just him and the children who were in the home at the time Maya disappeared. So she said she feels that he has to give his account of what happened.
Part 1 of this legal process done. Now it's time to wait and see what happens at trial. Kelly Hessedall reporting for us live. Thanks, Kelly. Prosecutors played videos in court today in the murder case against Larry MILLETE that have never been seen before by the public. Larry MILLETE is charged with killing his wife, Maya. As CBS 8's David Gofferson reports, day 9 of the preliminary hearing began with a video Maya recorded.
Maya MILLETE secretly recorded the video in October 2020, capturing audio of an argument between herself and her husband, Larry MILLETE. In the audio, you can hear Larry accusing her of an affair.
What you guys are doing to set up and get money all the time in your projects and your team projects, mentoring,
so you after all this stuff that you are accusing me of, and this is exactly why. And then this is you said this wasn't going to happen, and it still happened.
During the argument, Maya alleges her husband wanted her dead.
You know, you guys got really close together on your desk. Always right here, always together. You know, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And then you start feeding stuff.
So that's enough for you to wish death on me all the time?
Oh, that's enough that you know that you
gradually hadn't married since December. On the witness stand, DA investigator Matthew Grindley testified, the video demonstrates Larry Milliete's controlling behavior over his wife.
She wanted to leave Larry. She did not want to leave her kids. She did not want to leave her life that she had built, but she wanted to leave Larry.
Prosecutors allege Larry Milliete murdered his wife on the evening of January 7th, 2021. The next morning, Larry's cellular phone went dead at 6:35 in the morning. 10 minutes later, at 6:45 a.m., surveillance video showed him leaving the house in the family's SUV. He was gone for 12 hours, and his cell phone was shut off for 12 hours.
All passive events terminated all the way to approximately 6:33 p.m. on the same day. So an absence of about 12 hours approximately.
Investigators also played surveillance video obtained from a neighbor's house showing somebody burning something in Larry Milliete's backyard fireplace in May of 2021, about 4 months after Maya went missing. Investigators later found a burnt credit card in the backyard fireplace belonging to Maya Milliete. Toward the end of the day, a DA investigator went through a series of emails sent by Larry to spellcasters. Investigators later seized that SUV that Larry drove for 12 hours that day. They looked at the mileage, they looked at his cell phone tracking from other days, and when he was driving other vehicles, they were able to figure out an estimate that he drove between 400 and 600 miles on the day after Maya went missing.
David, a lot of dramatic information and testimony today, but I understand today we're finally down to the end of it. Is that right?
Yes, the last witness is on the stand. We do expect a lengthy cross-examination, but it looks like it will wrap up tomorrow.
And then it'll be up to the judge if this moves forward to trial, but we've been saying it looks like that is going to happen. David Gofferson reporting live for us. Thanks, David. Today, in the preliminary hearing for Larry Milliete's murder case, officers testified about loud bangs recorded in the neighborhood on the night Maya went missing. Then, personal text messages between Maya and a male co-worker were read aloud in court. Covering it all is CBS 8's David Gofferson.
You may continue with your cross-examination.
Chula Vista police officer Jesse Vicente is the lead detective investigating the murder case against Larry Milliete. He was aware of the loud bangs recorded by a surveillance camera in the neighborhood around 10 p.m. on January 7th, 2021, the same night Maya Milliete went missing. bang sounded like gunshots, but the audio quality was so poor, the FBI could not determine the source.
Those sounds were analyzed, and our experts could not definitively say that they were the sounds of gunshots.
Then DA investigator Matthew Grindley took the stand and testified that Maya had been communicating for months with a co-worker named Jamie Laird on a private Instagram page.
It was sexual. It was also very emotional. It got to the point where May had talked to Jamie about very personal issues, and Jamie was also receptive and responded with his own personal issues.
2 days before prosecutors allege Maya was murdered, a highly dramatic conversation erupted between Jamie and Maya on the private Instagram page.
And Jamie had responded that Larry had contacted Jamie's wife and essentially told her information that then created this dramatic conversation.
According to a motion filed by the San Diego County District Attorney's Office, on January 6, 2021, the defendant called the wife of Jamie Laird, the man with whom May was having an affair, to tell the wife that May had an abortion and that the child was Jamie's. Further testimony about the alleged abortion was shut down when Judge Dwayne Mooring called the attorneys into a private sidebar conference. The last message between Maya and Jamie occurred just a few hours before Maya's phone went silent.
There was an outgoing message from May MILLETE to Jamie Laird, which said, "Everything okay."
The district attorney investigator also testified that Larry Milliete's cell phone was turned off for 12 hours the day after prosecutors allege Maya Millete was murdered.
David, this preliminary hearing is now going into its 9th day. We're in the 3rd week. How many more witnesses is the prosecution expected to call?
You're right. It's been a really long, unusually long preliminary hearing. The prosecutor says they have 2 more witnesses to call, and so at this point it could wrap up either tomorrow or Wednesday.
And it does seem a formality at this point that this case will be going to trial. Our David Gofferton reporting live for us. Thanks, David.
Prosecutors played surveillance video in court today from the day Maya MILLETE went missing. She's not been seen since.
They also played surveillance video from the very next day when, as CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, Larry MILLETE is accused of driving away with his wife's body in the family's SUV.
The captured motion of May's Jeep.
A doorbell camera in Chula Vista captures Maya MILLETE driving through her neighborhood on the afternoon of January 7th, 2021. That same night, prosecutors allege her husband, Larry MILLETE, murdered the mother of three and disposed of her body. The MILLETE family home is outlined in red in this Google Earth graphic. Chula Vista police looked at days of surveillance video from three neighboring houses outlined in yellow. One of those cameras recorded Maya entering her house around 4:45 p.m. It's the last known video of Maya before she went missing.
And at any time, does anyone see May leave the house?
No.
But they did find video of Larry MILLETE leaving the family's house the next morning on January 8th, 2021 at 6 a.m.
The vehicle pulls out onto the street and then backs and repositions the vehicle closer to the house.
45 minutes after backing into the driveway, the Lexus is seen leaving around 6:45 a.m., according to Chula Vista police detective Jesse Vicente.
It appears that the vehicle was indicating that it was going to go right onto Calle La Quinta, but then appeared that the driver changed his mind and went left onto Calle La Quinta.
Larry MILLETE admits he was driving the Lexus, but not to dump his wife's body. He told police he went to the beach that day with his 4-year-old son for 12 hours. Surveillance video shows the Lexus returning home that night around 6 p.m. One day later, Larry MILLETE appears again on a neighbor's surveillance video, this time with recorded audio.
What can you hear Larry say?
He essentially asks his neighbor to detail his car, the Lexus specifically, because it was scratched during a Anza Borrego Jeep trip.
On cross-examination, defense attorney Bonita Martinez said Larry MILLETE was in the habit of backing his car into the driveway, and on the morning in question, he packed drinks, snacks, and 2 coolers into the Lexus. The defense attorney also suggested Maya could have exited the house through a back door and not be seen on the surveillance cameras. The detective then responded flat out, he thought Larry MILLETE was responsible for Maya's disappearance.
When you say he's responsible for her disappearance, are you then implying that he committed murder?
Yes.
That same detective also testified that testing was done on blood found in the master bathroom of the MILLETE home. The DNA testing revealed the blood did not come from either Larry or Maya MILLETE.
A lot revealed in court today, David, and seeing that video of Maya and that Lexus is quite chilling. What other evidence came out in court today?
On cross-examination, we learned there was no evidence of a struggle inside the family home. And when Larry first spoke to officers, he was cooperative, and he actually suggested that they search his neighbors' homes for surveillance video.
All right, and this continues on Monday?
It does continue on Monday and could wrap up Monday or Tuesday.
All right, David, thanks so much for that update tonight.
The judge in Larry Milliete's preliminary hearing repeatedly objected to defense questioning today. Millete is charged with murdering his wife, Maya, who has not been seen in more than 2 years.
As CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, Maya's brother, as well as a co-worker and friend of Maya, endured hours of questioning on the witness stand.
You would ask around.
Cross-examination of Maya Milliete's brother, J.P. Tabalanza, started Thursday morning with the defense attorney suggesting Maya voluntarily abandoned her family.
Did you at any time entertain the thought that perhaps your sister wanted to go somewhere and she didn't say goodbye to anybody? No.
And it soon progressed to whether Maya had an affair with a coworker.
Mr. Millete told you that he caught your sister cheating and having an affair with another man.
Yes, he did.
The cross-examination went on for hours as the judge repeatedly sustained objections for irrelevant questioning, lacking foundation, and beyond the scope.
Counsel, wrap it up. You got a new area that you want to cover, something that the prosecution covered on direct and haven't gotten to. Fine. Otherwise, I think you've gone over every aspect of this direct examination.
On redirect, the prosecutor responded.
Would your sister have left her children?
No, I don't think so.
Would your sister have left you and your siblings?
No.
Would your sister have left your parents?
No, especially with my mom's help.
After the lunch break, Christine Timmers, a co-worker and close friend of Maya, took the stand.
She was definitely moving more and more towards divorce.
Timmers testified for several months in 2020. Maya would go back and forth on whether she should leave her husband.
She just explained that I still love him. Obviously, he's the father of my 3 children, and I love him for that.
During a drive back from Temecula, Timmers said Maya told her Larry had taken control of the couple's investments.
She had asked him to please don't touch certain ones. These ones are what she considered safe and for the kids. And she was angry that even those ones that she had specified, he'd reinvested into Bitcoin or crypto.
Then in mid-December of 2020, she said Maya finally opened up about her fears of getting divorced.
I asked her, okay, so what is it? And through tears, she said, I'm afraid that Larry will hurt the kids to hurt me.
In court today, we learned the last text message that Maya sent out to her friends was on the evening of January 7th, 2021. That's the same night she went missing. She was telling her friends she was worried about her children and the COVID pandemic.
David, this is going into 2 weeks now of this preliminary hearing. When can we expect this thing to wrap up?
The prosecution said today they have about 5 witnesses left, so the case is expected to wrap up maybe as early as Monday of next week.
And then we'll find out if this goes to trial, which seems very likely at this point. David Gottfredson reporting live for us. Thanks, David.
compelling testimony on the witness stand today from the sister-in-law of Maya MILLETE, who disappeared 2 years ago.
Maya's husband, Larry MILLETE, is charged with her murder. CBS 8's David Gofferton joins us live from our newsroom with the sister-in-law's important testimony. David?
Carlo, I have been in court for this preliminary hearing from day one, and I have to say, Genesis Tabalanza was the most impressive witness so far in the prosecution's case against Larry MILLETE. She spoke honestly, and she did not hold back. Late this afternoon, Maya's brother also took the stand, and a warning here, some of his testimony was graphic.
This is a parking lot at Swarmac, and then there's a white truck.
This photo was taken by Larry MILLETE in June 2020 when he followed his wife Maya to her work and found her inside a white pickup truck with a male co-worker. Larry texted the photo to his sister-in-law Genesis Tabalanza.